Welcome back to Your Own University TV. My name is LISHA, and all week my clients have come to me. My new clients that are calling me have come to me. The instance in the house has come to me, all talking about intimacy. And so I'm making this video for you. Join us at Your Own University. Like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. You're not going to want to miss a bit of this. Intimacy. Intimacy is such a beautiful topic, and it's one that is hard for so many, for different reasons. Maybe you went through a heartbreak. Possibly you went through some abuse as a child or older in a bad relationship, and you don't feel safe anymore. Intimacy is about safety, really. Intimacy is about trust. And intimacy, yes, has absolutely everything to do with your intimate partner, meaning sex, right? But how do we have really great sex? It's about connection. It is about trust. It is about emotional openness and availability. Intimacy is about really allowing yourself to be fully who you are, as you are, raw and real, beautiful, exquisite, open, receptive, and fearful and intimidated and little and scared. All of that, the whole range of emotion allows you to be intimate with those people that you choose to be close with, that you want to be open and available with. So today I want to share with you a couple things that I shared with my clients over the week, a couple things that I shared with the people that I spoke to, that every single one of them this week that I had discovery calls with was about intimacy, was about a love that they had for somebody or something, a desire to serve deeper and allow themselves to open up more, but a fear of not knowing how, a fear of rejection, right? So when we're intimate with people, we're taking a risk. It's an extremely vulnerable place to be. We're taking a risk of our secrets. We're taking a risk of our history and allowing people in. We're taking a risk with our hearts and the possibility of having our hearts broken. We're taking a risk, right? So intimacy oftentimes is boiled down to sex. And I want to really clear this up, because you can have sex and not be intimate. Actually, many people in today's day and age, like, they go out, they have sexual relationships with somebody, they may know them a little bit, they know that they're turned on by them, that there is some fascination with them, that there's some curiosity with them, but it's not going to be intimate, even if they're physical, like truly intimate, until that emotional component comes in. And oftentimes when that emotional component comes in, we run away. People run away and we don't know how to deal with it. So I hope this video helps you to open up to that piece of it, so you can marry the physical act of sex and the enjoyment of that and the true connection of vulnerability in order to have the most pleasure that is possible for you, both in that act as well as in your relationships. So the first thing that I want to share with you about intimacy, besides the fact that it is not all about just being intimately sexual with somebody, is that intimacy is a connection. So there's something that happens when we are intimate with another person. We give them a part of ourselves, whether it is a truth that we have, whether it is sharing our feelings and being vulnerable, meaning that they might turn around and say, I don't feel the same way about you as you feel about me, or, oh, I don't like that thing about you. So there's always a chance of rejection in an intimate act, and that's painful. Another piece is like when there is sexual encounter and we are having intercourse, then there's an exchange of energy and fluid, and literally, as sentient beings that we are, we take on each other's stuff. And so understanding that about yourself is very important to think before we go into sexual relationships with people. And I know sometimes that that's like impossible in this day and age. We're like wound up with hormones and we're like so excited about the person and getting to know each other. And then it's like, oh my gosh, here we go, right? We really want to. And that's all good and dandy, but no, in the end, like there's going to be an intimate connection, meaning that person and you, no matter if you're male or female, is going to form a bond, a cellular bond to one another, and a spiritual bond to one another. And this happens instantaneously when we're having sex with people. So there's the things that you can do to help eliminate this. So the first thing that you can do to help eliminate the lasting effects of that is really owning your own responses, owning your own feelings, knowing how you feel, and trusting yourself. So developing a trusting relationship with yourself is going to allow you to make those split-second decisions, right? Of whether you want to be physically intimate with somebody or not. Also, it's going to allow you to know your boundaries when it comes to sharing truths and facts about yourself. Where do you feel comfortable? So you don't overstep your own boundaries, so you don't overstep your own truths and make yourself feel too vulnerable, while really opening up to you and the other person, developing trust, developing intimacy, developing share. And this happens often in the beginning of relationships, but it happens throughout every relationship. Like there's a level up, right? There's a level up, right? There's a level up. The more and more interdependent, healthy interdependency you create in your relationship. The next thing that you really want to do, besides knowing yourself and knowing your boundaries and what you want to do, is know how that person is going to receive intimacy, and knowing how you receive intimacy. A great place to start here that I recommend to everybody is just understanding the basics, which is the 5 love languages. So there's books about the 5 love languages, a lot of classes about the 5 love languages, but the love languages, to narrow it down shortly in this short little video, are physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, quality time, and acts of service. And to differentiate between them is really, really important. Now, you give love in one way, you give that intimacy, that vulnerability in one way, and then you receive it, sometimes in a completely different way. But there's a way that you receive really, really effortlessly. So having a conversation with your mate of like, how do you really effortlessly receive me when I'm loving you? What speaks to you so you know that you're important, that you're valued, that I trust you, right? That love shared. And then also share with them about you. This is how you receive love. This is how you really get it. When they do this for you, you really, really feel that they're telling you that they love you. And make sure that you're on the same page, or the intimacy can be lost. And so reaching into yourself, finding that out for yourself, and then sharing it with your partner is really important. The last thing is understanding that intimacy is so much more than sexuality, that true intimacy is a deep trust with your emotions. And emotional intelligence is something that's hard for a lot of people because it's not something that's really healthy in our society, in all honesty. It's something that we're not taught about in school. We don't go over the emotions. We're just expected to know how we feel and what to share. So when we share with people whose emotional capacity is beyond or less than ours, they feel intimidated. They feel like overwhelmed. They misunderstand often. So being with somebody and allowing yourself to heighten your own emotional availability is one way that you're going to be able to receive other people's truths and hold their precious gifts of intimacy, their secrets, their feelings, their expression in a way that's not going to be overwhelming for yourself. And also, this is where you can ask questions from your partner, your friends, the people that you want to form trusted, intimate relationships with about what makes them comfortable. How do they feel? And how much can they take on and receive? And ask yourself, how much of them can you take on and receive? And this brings us back to the boundaries that I talked about in the beginning. So intimacy is a really big thing for people. It develops trust, it develops bonding, it develops belonging, it develops safety. So to develop your capacity to be intimate with those people that you choose to be intimate with is going to expand your joy in so many ways. You can do clearings if you've overshared or shared your body with people that you didn't want to, that didn't deserve that intimacy, that hurt that intimacy, that betrayed you in some way. You can do energetic clearings. You can do prayer to really cut ties, cut soul ties and cords with them so you can feel better. And I do that at my private practice. You can schedule a soul healing event with me at LISHAantiqua.com. But you also can do it for yourself, right? Just have that intention to cut those ties, clear those people out, send them back their energy, call back your own energy, do that hugs practice I talk about so much. The next thing is leave the lines open for the people that you do trust and want to form those intimate connections with. Really put yourself out there. It's vulnerable, it's challenging. Know that you're gonna feel a little bit intimidated. You're gonna feel a little bit anxious. You're gonna feel a little bit like, oh, I can get hurt. And that's what intimacy is all about, is building trust within yourself that you can handle being hurt. You've been there before, you're gonna survive, right? Things happen. But there's also such a joy that happens when you can really connect with another person. And this can, bless your life in many ways. One, you have a confidant. You have somebody that you know has your back, that really understands you, that you can share yourself with, that you can cry on their shoulder, that you can be there with, that knows you and you can share your secrets with in a safe, comfortable place. Another thing is when it comes to sex and sexuality, you're going to have better orgasms. You're going to have more connection that are suffering with not orgasming or not getting hard. You are going to be able to form that emotional connection that's going to eliminate a lot of that problem. And when you don't orgasm, it's not going to be all about that. It's going to be about a deeper heart connection that is so much more profound than just ejaculation. And so this is super, super important for you to understand when it comes to forming relationships. That bond, that opening, that soul sharing is going to give you so many more blessings than you ever imagined just having that physical connection, right? So the fear that you have around that, if you have any fear around it at all, that fear that you feel that comes up, know that's normal when we're stepping into something new. My encouragement to you is to go beyond it, to try it out, to give yourself a chance to be vulnerable, knowing that you have survived being vulnerable before and not everybody's gonna hurt you, right? Give it another try, have some deep conversations, share your feelings and your fear with that person that you wanna form that bond with, and trust yourself. I hope that you liked this edition of You're on University TV. Please like, comment, and share this with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so you can get announcements and more info when we do our shows each week. I love you so much. Go over to You're on University, join our community for free, and receive more inspiration there as well. Talk to you soon.